2017. Fellow callers, Mr. Chairman, partners, members of the Executive Committee, and members of the Board of Governors, and guests, welcome to Mesa, Arizona, and the 44th CALLERLAB Convention. We are very pleased you are here with us today. Please make sure your cell phones is either off or set to silent. Before we start, I would like to introduce the folks that have contributed to making this a great convention for you. The people I've come to really know as good friends. The home office staff, are they here? Some of them are. They're next door working. But back in the back, we have Dennis Gross-Nickel, volunteer. He's a dancer from Manhattan, Kansas. His wife, Judy, met the registration. Also accompanying is Tom and Cindy Hollenberger, both members. Tom's a caller and member of CALLERLAB, and has volunteered for several years now, too. And then, of course, a home office staff. The staff itself is Royce Dent is here with you today, part-time employee, does all the editing work for us, and my wife, Dana, who really coordinates everything we do here. We kind of give her the guidance, she goes with it. And then Joe Dean, if you've called into the office, you've seen or talked to Joe Dean. She cannot come most of the time to the convention, but we are happy to have her on our staff. Yeah, give him a hand. Please, thank you. It is now my pleasure and privilege to present to the CALLERLAB Chairman of the Board, Vernon Jones.
Thank you, Dana, and thank you to all of y'all for taking time out of your busy schedules to be here. We really do appreciate it, and we hope that you have a good time, and if you don't, you can see Dana. Each year we invite representatives from various national and international dancing organizations to join us for our convention. We are honored that many of them have accepted our invitation and are with us today. I would like to introduce them at that time. Would you please stand and remain standing to be recognized as I call your name? Now then, as with all group introductions, nobody applauds or claps until I get through. I'm not through. Representing the National Executive Committee, NEC, and the 69th NSDC in Spokane, Washington, Lee and Barbie Ashwell, General Chairman of the 54th, right here in the middle. Representing the United Square Dancers of America, Mylene McCall, and there you are. Representing the 67th National Square Dance Convention, Kansas City, Missouri, Carl and Cindy Boone, General Chairman, and there you are. Representing the 67th National Square Dance Convention, Kansas City, I already said that. Representing the 68th National Square Dance Convention in Atlanta, Georgia, Louis and Angie McClure. And there you are. Did I pronounce it? Is it Louis or Lewis? Okay, yeah, him. And representing the Guild of Pride, Sharon Frank. And I didn't see her stand up. So, sorry you're not here. Let's welcome these folks to our convention.
Home office staff's lined up
And the home office staff and Donna have wandered in. We've got the home office staff over here. Your names have already been introduced, so I'm not going to introduce you again, but you can wave to us like we love you. And where was Donna? Donna's over here. Over here in the corner. Doing what she does best, and we appreciate you and everybody else to no end. Thank you very much. I have that effect on people. Each year we have several CALLERLAB members who represent other organizations. We are pleased that these members volunteer to provide representation for these other organizations. I would like to introduce them at this time. Would you please stand and remain standing to be recognized as I call your name, and everybody revert back to the other statement I said on multiple names. The Arch Alliance for Round and Traditional Square Dance, Betsy and Roy Gata, who are president, and Jerry and Del Reed, who are the executive secretary. Betsy's over here and Jerry's over here. I said wait until we're done with all of them. Representing Roundalab, Roy and Betsy Gata. and Betsy's already standing. European Callers and Teachers Association, ECTA, Don Casper, who is over here. Japan Square Dance Association. Now then, please forgive my ignorance. I'm going to try the best I can to pronounce everybody's name correctly. Hiroshi Nakagawa, who was here. I practiced that all night. Representing the 66th National Square Dance Convention, Jack and Sherry Platties, who are right here. Yes, Sherry, you have to stand up. International Association of Gay Square Dance Clubs, Chris Jensen. I know she's here somewhere, and here you are. Representing USA West, David and Ruth Fullaway, who are here. The Square Dance Callers Club of Great Britain, Trevor and Cress Day. And there you are. The Gay Callers Association, Jane Cluey. And Jane's coming in the door, thank you. Representing American Square Dance Magazine, Bill and Joanne Boyd. And Bill somewhere. Hello, Jane. Representing the Lloyd Shaw Organization, Bob and Alan Riggs, who are up front, of course. Let's welcome all these people and thank them for their time. Huh? Okay, is Sharon here? Sharon Frank, are you here? Okay, good. We introduced you a while ago, but you weren't here, but now you are here, and just make sure that you are here, and there you are. We'd also like to bring Sharon up as a representative of the Guild of Pride for a short announcement, please. No, thank you for that, Sharon. Appreciate your help. No, I've got an hour to get this done in. I don't have time to messing around.
Good morning. I represent the Guild of Pride, which is the professional recorded instrumental digital entertainers, which 95% of you are. What we do is try and help you keep on top of mind that your music that you use is properly obtained, paid for, and not shared illegally in any way. It doesn't only pertain to square dancing, round dancing. In general, your music should always be paid for. Don't share it illegally. It is definitely illegal. Sony, the big record companies or whatever, whether it's your personal computer or something else, if it's not paid for and they come after you, there is fines, and they're not fun. So we're just trying to keep it top of mind that this is, something you should do and represent yourself as a qualified professional in how you handle your music. So please stop by the booth. We've got a drawing today and tomorrow, so I look forward to seeing you.
Thank you, Sharon. How do you like these outfits we're wearing? Kind of accentuates the theme, yeah? Yeah. When I wore these for one of these for many years, and when I got out of that business, I swore I'd never do it again. And here I am wearing a top hat with you people. Huh?
Was that the highway cleanup group?
No, I was the one leaning on the shovel, so. The Small World Award is presented to those callers from outside the continental North America and Hawaii who are attending CALLERLAB convention for the first time. This year we have no Small World Awards to present. However, we do have 8 Small World recipients attending this convention, and we would like to recognize them at this time. Would you please stand as I call your names? And what else goes with that? Thank you. Don Casper, whose first convention was in 2001, and this is his 8th U.S. convention. Trevor and Chris Day, their first convention was in 1999, and this is their 19th U.S. convention. Masaru Doc Haraga, whose first convention was in 2005, and this is his 12th U.S. convention. Ingeborg Korber-Luker, how'd I do with that? Huh? That was good? Hello, how are you doing? And Bernd Kober. Was that correct? First convention was in 2007, and this is their 2nd U.S. convention. Oliver and Andrea Kuster. First convention was in 2012, and their 3rd U.S. convention. Hiroshi Nakagawa. First convention was in 2015, and this is his 3rd U.S. convention. Jeanette Stroible. first convention was in 1994, and this is her 21st convention. Al Stevens, I've never understood this. He's an American. Why are we listening to him on here? Okay. Al Stevens' first convention in 1990 while living in Germany. Okay, well, it explains it right there. This is his 22nd U.S. convention. Thank you, Al. Please welcome all these people to convention. Thank you. This is my favorite part of this day. If you are attending your very first CALLERLAB convention, please stand. I didn't say sit back down. I didn't say sit back down. There are 32 attendees and partners registered. Please identify yourself by waving as I call your name. And again, thank you. Mylene McCall. Thank you. Frank Anderson in the back. Elaine and Dennis McInnes. There they are over here. Scott Pierce. And there you are, Scott. Thank you. Ray Lowry in the back. Thank you. Robert and Carol Stoops in the back. Thank you. Carl Truzinski. Did I do that all right? Yeah. Michael, oh goodness. Neheisel. Who? Nyheisel. Okay, so I separated a knee for an eye. That's all right. Thank you for being here. Bobby Good. And John Sloper. Huh? He's had to cancel? Oh, darn. Lisa Schreiber. Did I do that all right, sugar? Good. Courtney Sewell. Yes. Anita Froelich. Was that correct? On a roll. Joe Bliss. George and Lynn Sewell. There you are. Marley Alexander. You're not related to that other Alexander we got in here, do you? Are you? Michael and Helen Haley. In the back. Is it Haley or Holly? Hallie, okay. Stephen Mazzell. Stephen Oxcossi. Yeah. Ray and Linda Savell. Thank you. Warren Curtis. There you. Nikki Hensley. Keith Rubo or Rubau. Rubo. Lisa Lincoln. There you are. Keith Shorty Long. O.R. Sonny Weller. Brad Christie. Charlie Petrea. Ken Shelby. Philip Morehouse. Is that one right? She don't get to be on here yet. I'll talk to her when she gets here. Holly and Patrick Ferreira. How'd I do? Orrin and Lou Gaskell. And Alan Parker. There you are. Let's welcome all these new attendees. Dana has asked me to ask if I have missed anybody. So therefore, has Dana missed putting anybody's name on the sheet? Please stand your names up. Stand up. State your name. Spokane, Rob Crum. State your name. Thank you. State your names. Thank you. State your names. Thanks. State your name. Thank you. State your name. We appreciate each and every one of you being here. And please accept our apologies. We screwed up. Huh? He does it on purpose so that I will look like a fool, and that's not hard to do. Here's something that you new attendees, or if you come back again, we go through this every year, so get ready. Here it comes, and there ain't no stopping it. If you've attended at least 5 CALLERLAB conventions, please stand. I want you to remain standing. I want you to remain standing until the number exceeds your years of previous attendance. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 41, 42, 43. As you can see, there are 4 people who are still standing. Having attended all conventions except for one, Don, get yourself back up. Having attended all conventions except for one is Don Beck. Thank you, Don. The 3 remaining have attended every CALLERLAB convention since 1974. John Jones, Jim Mayo, and Melton Luttrell. Thank you. Don't get comfortable. You're going to stand up again. On this 44th anniversary of CALLERLAB, we are also very pleased to have 7 members with us who have served as chairman of the board. Please hold it until I get done. From 75 to 77 and 2001 to 2002, Jim Mayo. From 79 to 81, John Jones. From 92 to 94, Mike Seastrom. From 96 to 98, Jerry Junk. 2008, 2010, John Marshall. 2011 to 2013, Elmer Sheffield. And 2013 to 2015, Barry Clasper. Thank you, each and every one of you. And finally, of the 117 callers who attended the very first convention in 1974, 44 years ago today, 7 are with us today. Would you please stand and be recognized as I call your names? Thank you. Marshall Flippo. There he is in the back. John Jones. Lee Kopman. Calvin Campbell. Melton Luttrell. Jim Mayo, and Ken Bauer. Thank you all for being here. I'm missing one. I agree it should have been in here.
Go buy it.
Go buy it. We'll go find it. We'll find it. At this time, I'd like to introduce the newly elected and re-elected members of the board. Would the newly elected board members come forward as I call your name? From Pennsylvania, Ed Foote, and I want you to come up here in the front. From Arizona, Mike Sikorsky. From California, Buddy Weaver. Would the board members who were elected to a new 3-year term please come forward? From Massachusetts, Clark Baker. North Carolina, Patty Green. From Maryland, Bill Harrison. Texas, myself. Pennsylvania, Tom Miller. And from Canada, Dottie Welch. As I introduce the incumbent board members of the board, I'd ask them to stand in place and join us in taking the oath of office. From Illinois, Bob Asp. Oklahoma, Scott Bennett. Florida, Bill Boyd. New York, Mike Callahan. From Texas, Deborah Carroll Jones. Canada, Barry Clasper. California, Eric Hinterlau. Nebraska, Mike Hogan. Virginia, John Marshall. New Hampshire, Jim Mayo. Florida, Jerry Reed. Colorado, Bob Riggs. From Massachusetts, Ken Ratusi. Tennessee, Justin Russell. From Alabama, Al Stevens. And this year there are 2 board members who are retiring from the board. From Colorado, Bear Miller. And from Florida, Bob Pointer. Dana? Yes.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Accept this position of trust as a serious responsibility and pledge my services during my term on the CALLERLAB Board of Governors. I will put the welfare of my fellow members before my personal feelings. I will support the decision of the majority and abide by the CALLERLAB Code of Ethics. All this I pledge as my support of the ideals of CALLERLAB. Congratulations, boards. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the Board of Governors.
The CALLERLAB Appreciation Awards were first presented at Virginia Beach in 1992 and have been presented at every convention since that time. It is presented to show CALLERLAB's appreciation for volunteer work in support of CALLERLAB. The award reads, "In grateful appreciation of your dedication and service to CALLERLAB by giving unselfishly of your time, energy, and knowledge to support the goals and ideals of CALLERLAB." This year, the Appreciation Awards were delivered with the convention packets. Much of the work of CALLERLAB is done by our committees. Dedicated committee chairman and vice chairman are the people who make it happen with the committee structure. Some of the recipients could not attend convention, and their certificate will be mailed to them. Your executive committee has approved presenting appreciating awards to outgoing committee chairman and vice chairman. Please stand when I call your name. From the chairman of the History Committee, Jerry Reed. Vice chairman of the Marketing Committee, Jerry Junk. Vice Chairman of the Plus Committee, Eric Hinterlau. Chairman of the Plus Committee, Ken Ratusi. And Stephen was not able to attend convention, but Chairman of the Mainstream Committee, Stephen Cole. We appreciate the work that you do. Let's thank these folks. The idea of CALLERLAB conducting the caller training sessions at the National Convention was first proposed to the NEC at Anaheim in 1976. Plans were already in place for 1977 in Atlantic City and 1978 in Oklahoma City. The first CALLERLAB caller training seminars were held in Milwaukee in 1979. CALLERLAB has staffed these seminars since that time. Last year in Des Moines, Iowa was the 37th year CALLERLAB has provided caller training seminars at the National Square Dance Convention. CALLERLAB would like to recognize our members that have given of their time to help with these popular and important sessions at the 65th National Square Dance Convention in Des Moines, Iowa. I will ask the award recipients to stand and remain standing when I read your name. Scott Byers, Betsy Gata, Bear Miller, Tom Miller, Jerry Junk, Deborah Carroll Jones, John Jones, and Jerry Story, and one coach who was there but not able to attend this convention, Tony Oxendine. Thank you all very much for your help. CALLERLAB and the Foundation had a vendor booth at the 65th National Square Dance Convention in Des Moines, Iowa. The home office was very ably assisted by Royce Dent and Dana Schirmer. We had requested members attending the convention to help out if they were attending the convention. Several members did stop in at the booth to help. I will ask the award recipients to stand and remain standing when I read your name. Janine Alexander in the back. Mike and Wanda Callahan. Tom and Cindy Hollenberger. Bob and Alan Riggs. Lynn and Don Webster. Deborah Carroll Jones. Bill Harrison. Bob and Ann Pointer. Mike and Janet Oliveri. Patty Green. Bob and Alan Riggs went twice. Denny and Dennis and Judy Grossnickel. Lottie Buckby. Betsy and Roy Gatta. Tom Miller. Lawrence Johnstone. Dottie and Gary Welsh. And John Jones. Where? Oh, on this page. Scott and Aaron Byers. Bear Miller. Dee Dee yeah, Dee Dee and Bob. The following were not able to attend this convention: Cecil and Barbara Burton, Brian and Debbie Freed, Ashley Parker, Mike and Iris Huddleston. Thank you all very much for your help. I'm continuing. At this time, I'd like to introduce Shauna Carey. Shauna, did I pronounce your name right? Okay, good. You come on. Shauna is chairman of the Ways and Means Committee, and this is her 4th convention. Shauna? This is her 4th convention. That doesn't count.
That's what it reads.
Partners don't count. That's what they just said. That's what they just said. I'm telling you. I'm here to tell you they do. All right. I'm going to present very quickly the Patron of the Foundation Awards. The first one, he is not here. This is for Andy Shore for outstanding or contributing support to the foundation and to square dancing. And he donated $1,000 to the foundation in memory of Tim Mariner for Caller Scholarships. So this is for Andy. Oops, sorry about that. And the second one is here, and I hope that they don't know this is coming. This is from someone who joined CALLERLAB and came at it with just a bang, a force to be reckoned with from the beginning. And when we did our raffle last year, we raised $10,000 for the foundation with the Choose a Cruise raffle. And the idea, I think, came out of the board. They handed it off to me. I'm a busy person. And Janine Alexander she came to CALLERLAB last year, and I said, we were about to have the talent show. Janine joined the committee. Okay. She sat at the door. She welcomed everyone in. So when it came time to do this cruise, I just sent her a quick email. Do you think you have time to make tickets? She made flyers. She made tickets. She was at the convention selling tickets all over the place. She bought tickets. She donated. She could not have done more. And you're going to hear a lot more from Janine. So this is for Janine from the foundation, or from the patron of the foundation. Come on up here, Janine. She'll see you for a selfie later. And before I leave, just a big thank you to everyone for last night. The dance was a great success. We raised over $2,200. So thank you.
Thank you, Shauna, and congratulations, Janine. I wish we had 20,000 more just like you. At this time, I'd like to bring up Barry Clasper. Barry is a past chairman and currently serves on the executive committee. Barry, come on up.
just like to, for a moment, as a past chair, you have no idea how nice it is to say that, as a past chair. One of my nightmares was getting through reading all the names without grossly insulting anybody, and I just wanted to say that Vernon's doing a great job. It's my happy task this morning to bestow a special recognition award. Special recognition awards are bestowed in recognition of some significant, outstanding contribution to square dancing. The recipient does not have to be a CALLERLAB member, although today's recipient is. Since we're a little cramped for time, I'm going to forgo the usual protocol of talking for a while and dangling it all in suspense who the recipient might be while you all try and guess. And I'm going to tell you right up top. Thomas Bairnhead. Anybody know that name? How many of you know Thomas personally? He doesn't travel over here very much. He's from Sweden, lives near Gothenburg. And the recognition award is for the program that he created called SQ View. How many of you use SQ View? And SQ View, for those of you who do not use it, why the hell don't you use it? Is a, quote, computer music player. Well, what's the big deal about that? There's music players all over the place. But having one that's tailored to the kinds of things that square dance callers need to do, to be able to keep track of the music that they use, to be able to associate it with lyrics and cue sheets, and to be able to pull up calling notes in front of them at the same time as they're using it, that is a specialized task. Thomas's background is in IT, and he used his programming skills to create a program that is sort of floated to the top of the pack as being the one that everybody uses. If you look over somebody's shoulder while they're playing music, you're probably looking at SQ View. And if you think back to the way digital music started, how many of you remember mini discs? With the teeny little buttons that you try and push, and get the track points right and all that stuff. That was the beginning of digital music. And at the time that they were prevalent, the reason they were prevalent was because the average laptop that was capable of storing enough music to be useful cost about $2,000. But Thomas saw that that was going to quickly change. So laptops in those days, when he started, a gigabyte for $2,000 was kind of typical. Now, of course, you can get 250, 500 gigs for $200. It's not a big deal to have a laptop capable of doing what we need. He saw that coming, created the software that enabled us to use it. We would not be using laptops today if he hadn't built this software. So in recognition of that significant contribution, this special recognition award is bestowed to Thomas Bairnhead from Sweden. Unfortunately, he's not here to receive it. Is anybody recording this? It's being recorded. So I'm not exactly sure how we're getting it to him. We'll find a way. If any of the people here from Europe know of a way, please talk to Dana.
I'll fly it over.
Thank you, Barry. At this time, I would like to introduce John Marshall. John is also another past chairman, and he is currently serving on the executive committee. John?
Good morning. I'm really tickled to be able to give this award, this next special recognition award. I've been calling since '69. Do the math, and in all that time, I've seen very few things that came onto the scene in square dancing that have impacted so many dancers and callers all at the same time. Let alone that it's free. Most of you are going to know what I'm talking about real quick. And again, we are on time constraints, so I'm not going to do the typical lead-in and all that. We're going to go straight forward. The person has a terrific background in a lot of things, including computer programming, especially that. Started dancing in 2000. dances in California. His club caller is Eric Hennerlaw. And the moment I tell you what he's done, you're going to know who it is. Well, you're going to know what it is. You may not know who it is. He's attending his first CALLERLAB convention, but he's not a caller. Although rumor has it that he's leaning that way. He may be joining us shortly. And we're pleased about that as well. This gentleman dances actively. He's terribly responsive to any concerns or changes or updates to the program that he's provided to everybody. And it's just one of the most beneficial teaching tools that I've seen come down the pike in a long time, plus a lot of other extra opportunities for callers to cross-check themselves, cross-check their definitions, how calls work, etc., and to help dancers learn at any program. The name of the program is Taminations. Anybody in the room not familiar with what we're talking about, just turn to your partner next to you. Anybody next to you will probably be able to tell you that. It's had that kind of spread and impact, and that's a wonderful thing. He continues the app to updates. He's on top of it. He even adds variations for hexagons and bygons. And I don't know what bygones are, but I'm sure he or Clark will tell me. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've had the opportunity to use it. I'm pleased to introduce to you the author of that application, present the Special Recognition Award to Brad Christie. Side note, when my Erzat's granddaughter of 3 sees me looking like this, she's going to know she's not going to believe I'm not Bob the Builder. Okay. It's only temporary.
You got it, brother? Thank you, John. And congratulations. Let's give him another round of applause, please. This year we have one caller here who is attending convention, who is in his 25th year of square dance calling. Would Jim Smith please come forward? And as you're coming forward, Jim, your certificate reads, has completed 25 years as a square dance caller, having entertained thousands of dancers throughout those years. Come and receive your certificate. Thank you, Jim. Yeah. If you would please remove your hats and join me in a moment of silence for the members of CALLERLAB who have passed since last year's convention. Al Brundage, Stan Burdick, Dieter Gorgner, Dave Hass, Johnny Jones, John Kaltenthaler, Ernie Kinney, Tim Mariner, Al Monty, Dick Newman, Carl Sims, Don Spurgeon, Dave Sutter, Dave Taylor, Bernie Weber, Virginia Yurta, and Julia Zeller. Thank you. These are the members that the Home Office has been made aware of, and if we've missed anybody, please accept our apologies and please let us know. Thank you. Been a very hard year. And now, Dana said we had 1 hour to get this done, and it is now 20 minutes until 10, so I guess we did that. So I'm going to turn it over to Dana so we can clean up some housekeeping issues.
So I have 20 minutes, huh? Guidelines for conducting committee business and voting during the committee meetings. Committee chairmen have been provided a list of all committee members. Committee members must be on the committee at least 30 days prior to the convention to vote on committee business. Committees cannot override a decision made by the committee by mail. Any votes taken by the committee at this convention must be considered must be submitted to the entire committee for approval before being binding. If anything is missing or wrong in your convention package, badges, and so forth, make sure you let the registration desk know. If you have any problem with your roommate, that's your business. Anyone interested in running for the board may pick up a petition at the convention registration desk. Must have been an active member, voting member, a minimum of 3 years. Must obtain the signature of 25 active voting members. Candidates will be given a few minutes to campaign during the general meeting on Wednesday morning. We'll be voting for 9 board members this year. Petitions may be turned in at the convention registration desk or mailed to the home office before July 1st to be eligible for the election. You will need to submit a biography, resume, and photograph of the home office to the home office by July 1st. All interest sessions will be recorded. Very important that you use a mic if you wish to ask questions or make comments. If you don't use a mic, your comments will not be recorded. Each interest session room will have a remote mic. We'd like a volunteer at each session to handle that remote mic. In order for him to purchase recorded sessions of this convention, it should have been in your packet or it's at the registration desk. These recordings are a great way to extend your attendance at the convention. Again, this year's CALLERLAB has arranged to purchase the entire MP3 master. And actually, I should change that. This year we have a new recording person, and he's running around the room here. Is he here now? Right back there. Keith Rubo will be doing our recordings this year. So if you see him, thank him for his work. Thank you. Committee sign-ups. If you wish to work on a committee, we do have a request to serve on committees. Stop by the registration desk. Your input is used by the convention planning group for next year. So anything you have ideals for next year, please put on your critique sheets or stop by and let the registration area know so we can get that to the planning committee for next year. Filling out your critique sheets is most important. It's not just something you fill out and we throw away. Every executive board reads through every one of those critique sheets. So your ideals are important and they will be listened to. Today we will have a Board of Governors informal and one tomorrow. There's 2 different ones. So if you work it in your schedule, we have Board of Governors representatives sitting at those informals. They will listen to your ideals, your thoughts, and document that to the board. On Wednesday we'll go over those. What's that? Oh, complaints. No, we don't have complaints. We have a pleasant problem this year. When we initially booked this hotel, our convention attending was anywhere between 220 to 250, unless we were in Las Vegas or something like that. So this hotel is great. This convention area is great for 250 people. We have 310. With that comes some logistic problems. And we talked to the hotel Friday about the dinner Tuesday night. Here, the bank will be in here. We will have 310 people, and those 2 ballrooms will probably not hold 310 people, so we're going to need the one next door, which that's where we plan on having a dance tomorrow night. So we're working around that. We will have a dance. It may just be in a smaller room, unfortunately. Okay, birds of feather sessions are special interest sessions set up to provide meeting space for attendees with like interests. If there's a subject you would like to propose, make sure it's on your critique sheets. Lunch day will be the first of your 4 meals, including your convention package. Your badge is your meal ticket for all meals. If you have special meal diets, you should have received tickets for those special diets. If you did not receive them, see Donna or Royce. They will make sure you get your special meal tickets. For those going to Rawhide tonight, we will have the buses leaving, starting to load up, leaving around 5:30. We'll be out here right along the building on the parking lot side. There will be 5 buses. As soon as one bus is full, it's gone. And then we'll fill the next one and so forth. So it's important you be out there as fast as possible after around 5:30 area, so we can get the buses packed and get them out there fast. Otherwise, we don't want you having kind of a stair-stepping out there, a delay in getting the meals to you. Rawhide is going to be a fun event for you. We have some nice things planned there, so we hope you'll be able to go. And like I said, we hope to have the last bus on its way before 6 o'clock. So try to be out there. If you're planning on staying here, see Donna. She will arrange for you to have a meal ticket at the restaurant if you plan on staying here and having your meal. Your lunch today will be in the atrium area. You probably saw a lot of tables set up out there. If you go out there and you want to sit with somebody, don't tip the chairs up because it trips people trying to get to their tables. If you plan on sitting with somebody, make sure they're with you when you go through the food line. It'll be a buffet this today. We still got about 10 minutes, so we're going to start kind of letting you go. But our first 4 beverage breaks will be out here in the foyer area and also in Kiva A where the vendors are. So for that, our next session will start at 10:15. As you've probably looked in the program, we have with us today Patrick Schwartzfager, who did the presentation in Reno on marketing techniques. He has returned for us to do this session. I'm glad we were able to get him. I think everyone was impressed with Patrick at our meeting in Reno. And personally, Patrick's sitting right back there. Thanks, Bear, for letting me know. Personally, I'd like to point out with us today is Vicki Henschel. Vicki, thank you for coming. During the loss of Dick, we had several donations come in Dick's memory. When I contacted Vicki and said, "What would you like the foundation to do with these funds?" Her comment was, Dick was very impressed with Patrick's presentation. So the money we received from that memory, in his memory, will be used for Patrick's presentation today. Thank you. Thank you. Unless the chairman has any other thing, we are excused. Oh, wait a minute. No badge. Thank you.